Oh, the shenanigans.
The shenanigans. Shut up.
Shirt's coming off.
I'll pistol whip the next person that says shenanigans. Who just
Gentlemen,
left?
take your shirts off.
Anyway.
I believe that when my shit turns purple and tastes like rainbow sherbet.
Anyway, moving right along. Hey, welcome back to Maxwell Staria's post-analysis hangout. Actually got quite a few people here with us that are mostly Ontario people. But we've got, of course, Ash Sexton, Greg, and Redbeard joining us tonight, as well as the Ohio pervert. We've got the mustache man. Ethan Flair, Ohio Elvis, baby. How you doing tonight there, Ethan? Thanks for coming on, by the way. Right on.
Doing good. Yep.
What are you drinking?
Well, I just got done drinking a bottle of KBS, and now I'm drinking this wee heavy Scotch ale that we brewed at the brewery I'm working at. But it was last year, and it was aged in Heaven Hill barrels, and it was their wee heavy strong. It doesn't have a label, but that's what our entry-level beer looks like.
And what barrels did you say it was?
Yeah, well, like these were sent to the Great American Beer Festival, but like most of them either got sent back or we didn't send them. So I just took a bunch and now I'm drinking it.
So you stole a bunch of their beer?
Yeah, from last year. Just sits in the fridge, so.
Oh well, all right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it's already been bought technically, so I'm cool with it.
Anyway, moving right along, Redbeard, thanks for coming in. And what are you drinking?
Cheers, gentlemen. I just cracked open a can of Rhyme and Reason Extra Pale Ale by Collective Arts, since I still can't buy the goddamn Liquid Art Fest IPA. It's been on sale for almost, it's been at the LCBO for almost a week now, and it's still not fucking live. I'm pissed off.
Wow.
Well,
okay, it's going on hold on the
if
shelf.
it makes you feel any better, it's not out in the Niagara region either, so fuck it.
Yeah, I didn't see
it. It's not in their system, so it's like it's nowhere. Like they probably got it at like a bunch of LCBOs across the province, and none of them are allowed to sell it right now.
Just do what everybody else does and walk out with a few in your pocket.
I can't. They're not even on the shelves. like the guy that works there literally called me. He's like, Redbeard, come to the back. We got some new stuff. You brought me in the back, and I had like 6 or 7 beers already collected. And he's like, we got this new Collective Arts. I'm like, okay, take all these beers back. Give me 6 of those. And I went up to the cash, and she tried to ring them through, and they don't show up as anything. And I almost cried. It was sad.
Nice.
I don't think any of that actually happened. I think you got molested back there, and this is just some story.
I think there's something seriously wrong with the thought process.
Liquid Arts is a euphemism for something, I swear.
That's what happens when you get that privilege where you like, you know, when they hook you up with some stuff, and then it's like the brand new stuff where it hasn't been like in the system yet. So it's like it's not on you. It's not on you. It's on them.
Oh, I know. Just at the same time, like, I wish I didn't know it kind of thing, because every day I go in there and they try to scan it, and like, nope, still not live. Still not live. Still not live.
If you want
it, LCBO or Collective Arts, but somebody's fucked up, I think.
If you want this brand new beer, you got to become Whitebeard before you can have it.
You got to become Redbeard the Gray or.
Oh yeah.
Gandalf. Anyway,
Redbeard the Gray.
Yeah, I know. Should have thought about that before saying it, but I'm tired. Anyway, speaking of stupid stuff, hey Greg, what are you drinking?
Well, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce this. This is, if anyone here is, I don't know if this is Swedish or if this is, no, this is Nordic. Is that the same thing? I don't know.
Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
Jord Bayer Quebec Pale. Yeah, I'm having that, and apparently it has strawberries in it.
Show the label. Label out.
What?
Well, it has. Well, I'm actually drinking a howler of it.
Howler from Great Lakes.
This is the label. If you can read it, it just has one of these tags on it. So it is from Great Lakes. It has strawberries in it, and it's. I don't know. Actually, for a strawberry beer, it's not bad.
What's Great Lakes like one-off beer selection like right now? They usually got a decent number of the ones that you can't buy in the LCBO.
Yeah, right now they got some good ones. They got a. Well, last I checked, they have a 5% stout with not clams.
Oyster.
Oyster stouts.
You guys tried that today, didn't you, Nick? You guys went there today or something?
We didn't go to GLB.
No, I tried that today.
Okay, that was you, sorry.
Yeah.
I saw somebody put a picture.
I tried that today. It's okay. I mean, it's
we went
You
to
like a milk stout, didn't you?
yeah. Well, if you ever tasted an oyster stuff, they all kind of taste like that. They all kind of just taste like a sweet, milky
Never
stout.
tried.
Like
They're more smooth.
Like I said, I'm gonna try. I'm definitely bringing
smooth kind of.
I've never tried
salty.
I've never tried one that actually tastes like oysters. Let's put it that way. Then they
It tastes like oysters, but you do get like a hint of brine to them.
Yeah, well, they also have their coconut and a bunch of other shit stout, which I am bringing to the fest because Joe said he'd murder me if I didn't, so I'm bringing a few cans of that. They have a few other one-offs, but nothing too exciting. They have this Kivik Pale Ale. They have a one with grapefruit or something. I have a can of that in my fridge. Haven't tried it yet. And
I would say pretty much anything by them you could probably bring along to the bottle share if you want to.
Keep your pants on, buddy. I'm bringing some good stuff. Relax.
I'm fucking excited.
You better not, because otherwise you'll be sticking those Niagara Brewing bottle of growlers up your arse.
I said, I'm bringing definitely bringing the new Ontario Maple Sour. Joe wanted to try that. I'm gonna try to get their sour IPA too. And then I think Sawdust City has like a big bottle of some like Imperial coffee stout stuff. I might grab a couple of those and bring them down. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we now that we got Greg, what is Ash drinking now that you drain poured or drank the rest of that Laker Ice?
Hey, I drank the rest of my Laker Ice. I checked it out.
It's not a pussy like Chris.
I put my big boy pants on. I fucking drank that shit out of a brown paper bag. And now I'm drinking Minivan Kolsch from Cayman Kettle,
cool.
my local brewery. So got to support them. What I will say, Greg, your Kavik Pale Ale. Kavik is it's a Norwegian old school, super old yeast strain.
Okay.
It's going to be popping up all over the place. It's
no one uses it.
Welcome to the cheers, man.
Yeah. Anyway, we were just at Cayman Kettle there tonight, and I picked up I tried their California Common. Was it the Steam or something?
Yeah, the Steam Ale.
Steam. And I also got a can of the Get Her to Fuck In Ya New England IPA.
That's not a bad beer.
It's not
New England, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? Everything I've had from Cayman Kettle's been pretty decent.
So would New England IPA be considered New England Common Ale then?
No, they're
no, it's an IPA.
The Get It the Fucking
regular IPA.
It's like Ohio Common beer is like Bud Ice or something like that.
I think Cayman Kettle was like more the experience of being like the beer was all pretty good. Nothing really blew my mind, but just the like Dave and the people in there and just like the whole experience added to it. So it was very enjoyable to go there, even though the beer wasn't mind-blowing for me.
Here's the thing. So the Cayman Kettle is a true like pub style in that they are servicing their local populace. They don't really give a shit.
Like when I went there and Chad and I brewed a beer there, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but they don't really give a shit about people outside of their general geographic area. They don't give a shit about people in Toronto.
Like that's the thing.
Not yet.
Anyway. Are focused on getting beers into the LCBO and everything, and they got to go through all these hurdles. Whereas someone like the Cayman Kettle, they can just be like, screw all that. We're gonna give kegs of our beer to the bars and stuff, and they can sell
and you can brew when you have that mentality. You can brew a variety too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the way they had their before they got all their new equipment in, they were doing every batch of beer they made was like a pilot, like one keg's worth of beer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which gives a lot more room for experimentation.
There's a brewery around here that did the same exact thing where everybody's like, well, I don't see them anywhere, but it's like if you go to the brewery, they got like 11, 12 different beers styles on tap.
Well, and those and they can get to be like if they start making some like really, really amazing beers, they can become like more of a like people will want beer connoisseurs or whatever will want to travel there to try these hyped up beers kind of thing. So
yeah, they do a lot of
them.
Cool.
I think it's cool.
We're talking. Nobody's asked me what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking, Nick?
What am I drinking?
You're supposed to announce it.
Well, you guys won't shut up. I don't want to interrupt.
Hey, Nick,
what are
Hey, Nick, what are you drinking?
Am I drinking? All right. I will say one thing is that I rated an LCBO today, so I got some awesome stuff. I'm drinking in a was it Enlightenment
That's
Boom
Double IPA
from Renaissance Brewing in New Zealand. So it's actually like a lot of New Zealand hops in this shit.
How is it? Is it good? Because Marcel had a bottle and he keeps bringing it over and not sharing it with me and not drinking it and bringing it back home with him. It's pissing me off.
It's gonna get old and stale by that point. It's
Yeah.
very bitter.
Marcel likes old IPAs. He's fucking weird.
Yeah. I think I'd want to drink this one a little fresher than it is.
Like that Mosaic Promise that I ended up returning to the LCBO because it was expired by like Marcel was here the first night when I cracked it open. I took a drink. I was like, and he tried. He was like, oh, that's pretty good. So
what are the hops, Nick?
Well, I'll read the blurb on the side. It's an American West Coast style double IPA with a light but balanced malt body, giving way to citrus, stone fruit, pine notes with a pleasing, long, lingering bitter finish. And it's got a very resiny kind of pine finish to it.
So
it's using Citra, Columbus, and Falconer's. Citra, Columbus, and Falconer's Flight. Let me finish.
Gotcha.
89 IPUs. So yeah, it is very very citrusy, but at the same time, it's kind of like this very earthy, resiny kind of note coming in the back, and I just maybe feel like maybe it's a little past its prime. Versus God knows how long this is.
Sorry, did you say?
That would be the
what's double IPA? I think it's. Oh, what is the ABV on this bastard?
I'm assuming at least 8.
This is 8.3.
Okay.
Wow. It does say right on it, best before January 2019. So if that's a year, then it's 4 months old.
It should be acceptable kind of thing. Like a double IPA usually has a bit more of a life than a regular IPA, fine, but they can still.
Yeah, but it's the hops that'll fade, and as one hop fades faster than another, then the character of the beer starts to change over time, and that can happen in as little as a few weeks.
I completely agree.
In my opinion, Nick, from my side, the review of this beer would be it would be a little redundant because it's like you're making a West Coast style beer, and I know is it New Zealand on the West Coast? I don't know, but probably
it's closer to the West Coast than the East Coast.
Yeah.
New Zealand's nowhere near the west or east coast of the United States.
What I'm saying is, by the time you get it, it's like not as fresh as what you would want it to be versus something
it's
probably
more
get
like east coast of Australia.
Yeah.
And Lee, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm just saying it's pretentious.
Let Lee talk. What are you drinking, Lee?
I'm drinking Spindrift Abyss.
Ah, very nice.
A little elaboration. What the hell is Spindrift Abyss?
It's a
black lager, you fucking son of a
bitch. Touché. Now I know.
I'm judging by that tone of voice that it's not your first beer of the night either.
No, it's definitely not.
Nearly
that wasn't almost like stereotypical, like son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, bastard. Segue into bastards. I ransacked the LCBO today, and I picked up 3 beers with the title Bastard in it.
I've never seen Arrogant Bastard in a can before. That's interesting.
Yeah, I got this in St. Catharines. So I was like, Arrogant Bastard Ale here, really? I've never seen Stone in cans, and I've never seen Stone at a store I've been in.
A few of their beers have made it up here. I've had like a couple, at least one of their IPAs. I think I've had Arrogant Bastard. I don't know if I've reviewed it yet, but I've had it. Not a huge.
I've had something from Stone before, but I can't remember what it is. I know I've had oaked. I've had the oaked version, but it was like five years ago I had it. I've also got the Green Bastard.
Oh, the Guy did a review on that recently. He said it was pretty good. Like nothing. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of along the lines of that Catch-22 and the Freedom whatever. Like decent
Catch-23 situation
to really write home about.
Yeah. And I'm not really. I'm expecting something that's probably decent. But I wouldn't say that it's probably going to be a winner, like a super winner. It's just going to be okay.
They see they seem to be one of the more like beer for the people. They want to make it so everybody can just drink it. So I can see it being not super bitter or super kind of crazy, but
there's the Last Bastard, by the way.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Cafe Del Bastardo, it's super nice.
Greg's not a big fan, but
no, it's not that I'm not a big fan. I think it's a good barrel aged stout. I don't think it's a good coffee stout because I don't get a lot of coffee off of it.
So, Greg,
because it's a bourbon barrel aged coffee stout. Like it's what if base beer is the Bolshevik basket again? I'm assuming.
To me, it just tastes like a Nickelbrook. What's it called? What's the base barrel aged beer?
He just said Bolshevik bastard.
Bolshevik bastard.
No,
Kentucky bastard.
Kentucky
Is that what you're thinking?
To me, it tastes like Kentucky Bastard with a little bit of coffee. Personally, I would spend less money and get the Kentucky Bastard. I think it's a better beer.
Infusion of whole coffee beans into our Kentucky Bastard barrels brings. It's Kentucky Bastard with coffee.
I enjoyed the this year's Cafe Del Bastardo more than the Kentucky. I don't know. It just kind of. I guess the little bit of coffee they did add kind of toned down the bourboniness of it for me. I guess bourbon isn't something I'm a big fan of. So
yeah, I drink bourbon straight. So the more bourbon, the better. So
yeah, touche. To each their own.
Each their own.
Nice. Yeah, I got others.
Some of us like fat chicks, some of us don't.
Yeah, Paul likes the bourbon. He likes the Bim Jean.
Bim Jean. The Bim Jean, Mr. Leahy.
The Bim Jean, Randy.
God damn, bourbon's good.
You have a little Ricky Poo, a little bit of the Bim Jean.
By the way, Lee, you remember this one, right?
Oh my God. It's terrible.
Yeah, I do remember that one actually. Yeah, is that a canned version of that?
Yeah, a canned version of Hacker Shore Munich Gold. I used to
pretty sure I had it in the bottle when I had it.
Yeah, it used to come in when I used to drink it. It was came in that swing top bottle. I remember when that came out here, I liked it enough that I actually went back and bought the rest of them when they went on clearance.
Yeah, that stuff's in bottles or in cans.
Didn't we?
What?
Didn't we do a 101 on something by them recently? Didn't we something?
I don't think so. We did some Hefeweizen, but I don't think it was a Hacker Shores.
Like that Hecker blah blah blah, whatever the fuck you just called it. I could have sworn we did something by them.
Maybe it was in the alternate universe.
No, we did do a.
We did Erdinger.
Beer. Yeah,
Erdinger.
Yeah. That's by them.
Hacker Shore is better than that.
Oh, yeah.
The Hacker Shore, I'm pretty sure I can still get it at home.
The whole wheat ale thing for me isn't really something I'm a huge fan of. So, yeah.
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
I love the ones.
Fuck out of here!
Get the fuck out of here!
Garbage, Redbeard. You're fucking garbage. Get out of here!
I know.
Garbage 9-3. I know. I'm sorry, he's resigned to his fate.
This whole Redbeard thing, not a big thing. I'm a fan of. Just my opinion.
My opinion.
Hey, Greg.
I love you too, man. I love you,
Greg. So
Stop.
when you were talking about the Cafe Del Bastardo and you wanted the coffee flavors, were you looking for like the taste or the aroma, or both?
Well, both ideally, but I think the aroma is there more than the taste is, from what I remember. Granted, it's been a little while since I had a bottle, but
yeah,
from what I remember, it smells the part of a coffee stout. It doesn't have enough coffee taste to me. Like I want to really be hit with the coffee. Like to me, the what was the one by de CL? The
Aphrodite, whatever it is.
Is that it with the one Aphrodite?
Yeah, that's a good coffee stout right there. I've had that one. That was really good.
I don't think it was called. I don't think it was called. No, was it called
I have a
Pesce Mortel. Pesce Mortel. That's the one I'm thinking.
Pesce Mortel. Yeah.
You're right.
Now I don't remember if Pesce Mortel is barrel aged or not, but to me that was like pretty much.
There was a barrel aged version of it.
There was a version, yeah.
It's not natively barrel aged, but they did make a barrel aged version. I think Joe got it.
Won't coffee flavor kind of fade kind of like
yeah, it fades over a few months. You can't really sit on a coffee beer.
So yours might be definitely a little bit more muted than it would have been fresh.
That might be the problem with Cafe Del Bastardo too, if it doesn't have a lot of coffee.
I've tried pretty much every. I other than possibly the first year, I've tried every vintage of it. It's always the same. It's just, you know what, for me, I like a lot more coffee in my coffee stouts, and that's fine.
I will 100% agree that Pesce Mortel stuff, that was way more of a coffee kind of bomb going on in it. It was pretty goddamn.
If you have this beer, it's Big Bad Baptist. It's pretty heavy bomb coffee.
Oh, that's from Epic Brewing, isn't it?
Yeah,
that was phenomenal. A friend of mine bought a bottle of that one time, and it was amazing.
Then they have Epic Big Bad Baptist, where it's like even strong. You think it can't get worse? No, it does. It gets much more coffee. So,
Pesci Mortel. That was that beer that Joe Pesci put out right around time Goodfellas came out.
Damn it!
Exactly.
Wasn't that what it was? You motherfucker! You drink my motherfucking beer, you Jew motherfucker!
And then he stabbed him in the throat with a pen.
Do I look like a clown to you?
What am I, a clown to you? I'm funny. I make you laugh.
Spoilers: Pesce was mortal and he died at the end.
it's PG Mortal, yeah.
Let me look and see if I can find the version of Big Bad Baptist that I had.
Also,
Yeah,
another
it was-
universe, he got beaten to death and buried in a cornfield.
Yeah, with his brother
I think that was
Yes.
his cousin, but anyway.
or cousin, whatever. You can fuck.
It was
They were
cousin
all
Vinny, I believe.
they were all Italians. They deserved to die.
Wow. What about the Portuguese? Do they also deserve to die?
No, they're great people.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Yes, they deserve to die. And I hope they burn in hell.
Oh.
This is my go-to answer to everything.
Okay, I'm drawing a blank. What movie is that from? Because I know that line, but
I know it's Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, it's
What's the line?
oh, that was the one where his
God
daughter
damn it, I was
got
muted.
killed.
Time to kill. Time to kill. Time to kill.
Time to kill. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
I was
okay.
muted and I was saying, I'm like, why is no one saying?
Yeah, he's in the courtroom. You think they deserve to die? Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
They kind of did, man. What they did to his daughter was pretty fucked up. Like,
I don't think
Racist
I-
white people.
I don't think
That
I've
was a
ever
crazy
seen that
movie.
movie, but I'm assuming they raped her and then killed her.
I don't think she died, but she was. It was like two grown men and a like barely teenage girl, and yeah, it was not cool. Like they were driving down the road in their truck and they saw her. They started. The guy had a full beer can and like hucked it out of the moving vehicle. You know how I don't know if you ever went mailbox destroying.
No, we don't do that in Toronto.
But you like she had hucked out and like
We actually have a police
a
force.
beer
here.
can basically going like 50 miles an hour into the head of this young girl, and that's how it started. And then they dragged her into the bush.
Ooh.
It was pretty.
Jesus. Anyway, on a lighter note, does anybody want to read the comments?
Oh my
You've
god,
got a ton there.
there's a
This
few.
sounds like an evening
I know.
at Paul's.
I know, because the Paul's in there.
We have a
Anyway,
lady and
and if anybody wants to shoot
alcohol
Paul
in it,
an
that could make
invite
for
over.
better fun
Yeah,
conversation.
if anybody shoots Paul an invite, go right ahead.
What
You want
was,
me
Same goes for Earth as well.
where did we end off on comments, or did we even start?
No one started, I don't think.
When we started.
We didn't
Oh
even start.
shit!
I
Okay,
just know
well,
that we've been sitting on it for a while.
Lee,
Okay,
would
I'll
you
start.
like to do it?
yeah, I'll start right at the top here.
There you
So,
go.
Jamie's in the comments. He says, "I'll be here in the comments," which
Oh,
he
good.
is.
Way to quit
Paul's-
on us, Jamie. You
Yeah.
fail.
Paul says, "Well, at least Ethan is classing it up." So I assume he was doing the exact opposite.
Thanks, man.
Jamie says, "I'm Greg superfan number 1."
Yay!
Yeah, Paul says that's on you, which is probably the most intelligent comment so far in the comments right here. Jamie says, "Paul, come to Canada Friday." Paul says, "Nope, I'm banded." So I assume he means banned. Jamie says, "Unsubbed." Paul says, "Haha, why were you subbed in the first place?" Again, that's totally on you. Jamie says, "Kidding, course sucks, dude. Wish you could come." Aw, the feels.
Yeah, for sure here, dude.
Paul says, "Where's Chris?" Jamie says, "Feeding the toilet. It's hungry." Paul says, "Oh my God, Smoo."
Smooth poo.
Smooth poo.
Yeah. Paul says,
Reading it as semen.
Paul
Oh,
says sometimes
thanks.
old double IPAs are tasty, which is true. Sometimes they age into elegance when they start out like really shitty. So
So he's saying that old diapers are tasty.
could be. Yeah.
Sometimes
That's what I read.
multi mess can be not terrible.
Mm.
Oh, I had like a year-old bottle of Shaman from Dieu du Ciel, and it was actually quite good as a strong ale.
To be fair though, Nick, you have like 1 or 2 year bottles of a lot of stuff. Kurt says, "Do you get Craftsman from Renaissance, Nick? A chocolate oatmeal stout."
This is the first time I've ever seen anything from Renaissance, and I'm not at home, so I mean, no, I don't. I've never seen that, but I'd love to try it at some point. But I gotta say that one's not bad.
Yeah. Paul says, "Never saw someone so excited to get overhyped crap beer. Congrats, Nick."
Yeah.
And
I live in a semi-beer wasteland.
Yeah, I said, to be fair, Paul, we live in beer wasteland, so even shit seems like gold to us. Jamie says this year Cafe de Bastardo is really good. Greg is wrong. Cafe is the better beer, in my opinion.
Well, it's his opinion to be wrong. That's okay.
My own opinion.
Yeah. He's entitled to his opinion, not to facts, I guess, is what you're saying. Paul says, I know it makes it even funnier for me, Lee. Yeah, he enjoys our pain. Let's see. Earth says Peche Mortel. Yeah, that was the beer we were looking for.
That was a Dude of Sale, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the coffee one. Isn't it? Aphrodisiac's the one with vanilla and cherries, or vanilla and something.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
All I remember is the cool artwork on the fucking bottles. Jamie says, I just had a year-old Cafe de Bastardo. The coffee was still there. So there you go. You guys are all wrong. You're not experts. You suck.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking amateurs. Bunch of fucking amateurs.
There's a bridge. Bye.
Those ours.
Jamie says, but this year's was better in my stupid opinion.
My baby palate opinion.
Yeah, Paul says, watch out for druggies and pickpockets in Lisbon, Portugal.
The fuck?
I don't know.
That is good life advice right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says Jamie is
like
super #1 smart and free tacos. Wait. Did Guy take over Beer Patrol Superfan #1's channel? Is that what just happened there? Because that sounds like a Guy comment more than anything else. Yurt's in the fucking chat. He was too busy to show up to the fucking 10th today, but he can show up in the chat saying boo. Well, boo on you, Yurt.
Anyone that believes Yurt was actually going to show up, I got some swampland to sell you.
Yeah, really. Like, we got some Golden Gate bridges here to sell you, boys. Real cheap. Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says, except that he's wrong about Cafe de Bastardo. Oh, well.
I respectfully disagree with Jamie.
Well,
Respectfully.
You've never respectfully done anything in your life.
Yeah, there you go. Redbeard knows what's up.
Boom.
That includes taking virginity.
Okay.
I haven't lost it. I haven't lost it yet, but I'm hoping to one day.
Speaking of virginity, speaking of virginity, Yurt says Cafe is damn good. Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says Kentucky is better. Kentucky Bastard, I assume.
Just the state.
Oh, wow. Paul is being nice to Yurt, saying, yo, Yurt, which is fucking weird. Yurt says, yeah, Aphrodite is just a vanilla whatever beer.
It was vanilla something. I thought it was something else in it.
Yeah, it was real plain. Real plain, if you know what I mean.
No, Ethan, no.
Right.
Beer
I know
Patrol.
what kind of crowd it is tonight.
Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says, "Go to bed, baby Yui." And Jamie says, "Someone dredged Chris's." Jamie says, "Someone dredged Chris's limp body out of his hot tub."
No, it was supposed to be Nick, not Chris. Oh my god.
It's supposed to be a double suicide.
We've been calling it Aphrodite the whole night. It's aphrodisiac.
Nick.
No,
it was vanilla and chocolate.
There's an Aphrodite one. I'm sure. It might not be the vanilla one, but DCL totally makes an Aphrodite beer. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, but I'm assuming we were all talking about this thing. See that?
Yeah. See, I was too drunk. I was just agreeing with whatever you fucking idiots said.
I said the macro capabilities in this thing. Anyway.
Yeah. But it's a really shame that the police aren't going to show up on the 10th and find both Nick and Chris dead in the hot tub, drowned, giving each other double Dutch rudders.
It's a stout.
Butt naked.
Fuck you. Maybe it was aphrodisiac. God damn it.
They died in sodomy.
Oh,
But live forever in pleasure.
at least they were happy.
Well, there you go. There's the hot tub conspiracy there. Oh man, you can't even see this webcam sucks.
I can see it now.
It says hot tub on it.
It says hot tub on the building in the background says hot tub.
Oh, okay.
Hot tubs.
Aphrodite and aphrodisiac. Am I muted? No. Aphrodite and aphrodisiac are the same fucking beer. The same label. I searched for it on Google, and I'm on the LCBO site right now, and it has the bottle. It says Aphrodite on it with that kind of seductive looking blonde chick on it, whatever. And then if I click on the aphrodisiac on Rate Beer, it's the same fucking picture, but with the same font even, just it says aphrodisiac.
So they're the same beer, they changed the name, or is there a different variation, or what's going on?
It seems to be the exact same.
One's like U.S. market, and it still says stout beer brewed with same beer.
So they must have had to change the name because of some sort of copyright thing.
The Blue Moon, Belgian Moon thing, kind of thing.
I think we get Aphrodite, I believe, because that's when I had it. So
there you go. There you go.
I'm pretty sure I had Aphrodite. I'm pretty sure.
That was a good dude at CL that I'd love to get again was the Root des Épices. The spiced pepper beer. It's like a peppercorn beer.
Like I guess them and Unibrew are probably the Quebec breweries I've had kind of the most of, and Marcel loves Unibrew. Like they're one of the Fin de Mont is one of his favorite beers in the world. But I overall am just really not a big fan. They're a bit overall, I guess, too Belgian for my taste. A lot of their beers are kind of that
too Belgian.
Whereas
too Belgian.
More stouts and stuff. Yeah,
give me the shits.
Because
you know what, I got to say that generally overall I like Unibrew stuff. I find they're really like top quality, but at the same time they're very widely available and you get them everywhere. They don't seem to be that special anymore.
Well, their prices haven't.
I wish I could
for how much they make.
Well, the prices have gone up, and at least in New Brunswick they've gone up over the years, but they haven't gone up much. They used to be like $5. It used to be $5.25 or something for a bomber of Fin de Mont. Now it's like $7 or something, but it's really not bad still.
I was gonna say, if anybody hasn't subscribed yet, if you subscribe to my channel now, I will give you a free Budweiser glass.
Oh,
so if I unsubscribe and resubscribe, you'll give me a Budweiser glass?
Yeah, because I want the free Budweiser glass.
I want a free glass too. Okay. Are you gonna send one to everybody who subscribes to your channel?
Or how about
I only got 3. So.
Well, okay. Well, how about I just unsubscribe and you don't send me a glass?
I said one person. I didn't say everybody.
I already have too many. I have enough glasses that if they're clean, I can't put them all in the cupboard right now.
Actually,
I got the same problem.
Right. Hey, you know it's bad. You know it's bad when Redbeard doesn't even want to subscribe to you.
Yeah, Ethan's been stealing all over North Bay.
Yeah, Ethan's quickly reneging on his initial promise here. Like he made it sound like I got a whole warehouse of these fucking Budweiser glasses.
Yeah. I heard it. He said if you subscribe to my channel, you get a free glass.
And then, the first 3 of you just kind of out of the blue.
It's bad enough he comes on Beer Analysis, Beer Analysis Hangout, and advertises sub to my channel.
I know this is going to be an Ethan's beer review hate group. Okay, when I walk in here. So.
Holy shit! When you type in Ethan beer, look, it's the true Ethan beer.
Hey, what other fuck is that?
Was that when you were? Is that without the beer?
That's the clone from the fourth dimension.
Is that you?
Like doing something.
Is that you when you were 15 and didn't have the beer?
That was 2 years ago.
That's not me.
That's not you.
6 weeks ago.
I got to read away. We never got a definitive answer. Where is Chris right now, Nick?
Masturbating.
Yeah.
No, he's saying goodnight to someone. Anyway.
He's rendering video.
That's a long saying goodnight to someone.
Anyway.
He's doing a casting couch in his bedroom.
Something like that. Anyway.
So let's put it this way. If you listen really closely, the elevator is not the only thing you're going to hear going up and down in this building.
Oh. I have to sleep here.
Actually, come to think of it, hey Nick, how is the elevator for you? Have you? Is
fucking loud. It shakes some of the glasses in here.
Really?
Because his apartment is right next to the fucking elevator. That's why you can hear it so loud.
That's weird.
And it makes it's only one of the 2 elevators that are here that's making that noise, and it's only when it starts to move, because that's when the brakes start to let go. So it's like it makes this noise when you get in it. I've been trying to capture it with a camera, but
Nick, just make sure that as a good host, if Chris is having sex, he offers you a hole too.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no! if he ends up doing that, I'll just say like, okay, I'll put my earphones on.
Like,
What
would you like? I know.
Just take an end.
Even you, Greg, you say shit like that, but if you're at somebody's house,
you make it sound like I'm sitting on the sidelines. It's like,
you want to come in, take a hole?
Tag me in.
Tag me in. I'm good to go. Tag me in.
Oh. Why don't you guys just like do the college system? Like, you know, you come walking down the hallway, Nick, and you see a condom stuck to the fucking doorknob, you know not to go in.
No, that means you.
I've never heard of a condom on the doorknob being the college thing. I've heard of.
Well, I assume you don't want to put any socks out there because if you put a sock out in the doorknob, people might steal it. Then you only have one sock.
Yeah, people steal socks.
That is a major concern.
Yeah, but then if you leave a condom out there, that's courtesy, right?
Yeah, well, I assume you put a used condom out on the door. No one's going to steal that.
Oh, no one's going to touch that shit.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell? You're
talking about Greg's place now.
Unless you're Greg.
That's what Greg does.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? It's still good. It's still good. You throw a little lube on it, it's fine.
Well, you don't need it then, because you just inside out. There you go.
Inside out, that guy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Get her pregnant with someone else's sperm.
Well, it would be you, Greg. That's the thing.
Not if it's someone else's sperm. I turn it inside out, then their sperm's on the outside, and it goes inside her.
Yep.
See, if you leave a used condom out in the fucking hallway, Greg, then you go and grab that condom and put it back on to use it. It's on you if some fucking hobo walked by and dumped his fucking semen in it as well.
That's true.
You're gonna be an episode of Maury.
Listen,
I mean, you put it on, and you're like, this condom seems a lot more cramped than it was before. What's going on here?
No, I just assume that everyone else is a much better human being than I am. I probably shouldn't assume that.
Yeah, that's not really, it's kind of a given or anything else.
Well, but you forget about the hobos. The guy's drinking his Fax Ice. He's like, hey, here's an already used condom. Why not?
Stuff with mice.
It'll save me from having to dirty the lawn.
It's the two-use condom. Good for two uses.
Should we go back to comments because this is just really degrading?
Yeah, let's go move over to something more interesting.
Let's see what people think about socks.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of shit about Bolshevik bastard and some other bullshit. Yort suggested you just drop a toaster in the fucking Chris's hot tub while he's in there.
Classy as fuck.
Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says the prophecy did not foretell of Chris's death.
So he's still alive.
Double Dutch runners, Jamie. Fuck.
Beer Patrol #1 Superfan says, Nick, save him and then get in there. And then they're talking about how Aphrodite and Aphrodisiac are the same beer.
Greg, did Paul Walker win?
No, a Mazda 3 was, I think, trying to race an Infinity, but I don't think the Infinity was actually trying to race him. But I think just by accident it was still beating him because it's so fucking slow.
Paul Walker lost. Paul Walker's dead. He lost. So just,
No, that's not true.
No, he did die. It's too bad. Not really, but too bad.
He actually was a good human being. It's too bad he died, but.
Yeah, he wasn't that good of it. He sold poison milk to school children.
Do you like school children, Lee?
Not really, but I mean, there's some people out there who like school children. I'm in the minority in that sort of thing. So.
They're crazy. They mostly just want to molest them.
I have school children. I don't want people poisoning them.
Paul Walker was murdering children so nobody would molest him. He was a good guy.
Seems like an extreme way to save children from being molested, but okay. Yours says LCBO doesn't want it called Aphrodisiac, misleads customers.
For fuck's sake.
Let's see. Anything else? Earth says they should have waited until an avocado beer was made to name it Aphrodisiac.
Again, if anybody wants to send an invite over to Earth or Paul, go right ahead. Or is Paul working tonight?
I don't know. I gotta check my Facebook and see if he's begging for a fucking link. And
Paul's last comment is pretty funny.
I thought he wasn't on Facebook.
Like I told you, I have a secret connection on Facebook with him that no one else has. Paul says, I hope he enjoys your snoring that includes every person in the apartment on every floor and not also the entire block. Yeah. You do snore kind of loud there.
Really? I didn't know that. Chris throws it now.
Oh, Jamie is drinking quarter cask, I assume. He says the peat. The peat.
No, that's not bad at all.
Pete.
Lefroy quarter cask.
It's a good whiskey.
Man, he's having a night. He saw some Westworld, and now he's fucking drinking some awesome scotch.
Nice.
He saw Westworld in like a theater.
Saw Yul Brynner all fucking right up in his grill.
I'm rewatching the Harry Potter movies currently because I'm cool like that.
You shouldn't have really admitted to that.
Hey, the Harry Potter movies are good.
No, they're really not.
Rereading the books.
If you had to pick the book, which one would it be?
I didn't read the books either because they suck as well.
They're actually quite like
How do you know they suck if you haven't read them?
different strokes for different folks, but I like the first few are kind of like a little bit kind of kiddie, but by the end, like they're.
What about the
what's a pretty good story?
Magnificent Beasts and Where to Find Them?
I haven't seen
Was
that.
it actually a book? Because I never read. If I never read it, was it a book?
I watched the movie.
It was a book.
No, it was a book within the universe of the original series.
Yeah, well, I knew the movie. From watching the movie, you know it's in the same universe as Harry Potter, but I didn't know that they actually.
Rather obvious.
Did I join a panel of 12-year-olds? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
here?
right, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey Lee, do you want to go like review some beers or some shit?
I almost do.
Screw you and your too cool for Harry Potter fucking attitudes.
You can do live reviews on the channel. We'll go watch that.
Slytherin, bro.
Slither
all
in,
right.
slither out.
That's all right. Hermione is very doable, at least from whatever age she was legal.
Emma Watson, like
Watson?
she
Yeah.
became one hell of a beautiful lady. I won't deny.
I don't know what movie she became legal, but from that point onward, it was okay to fap it to her.
I assume it was one of the Harry Potter movies because they did the sketch on NSL or Saturday Night.
NSL, that was great.
Our Saturday Night Live with fucking Lindsay Lohan, where she shows up for like the next movie and she's got like massive boobs and Harry Potter, and then we're like, oh shit.
Hermione.
I want to say they've done at least one or two really funny sketches on Robot Chicken, kind of parodying that kind of shit. Like a Pubertus or something was like this. The I can't fully remember it. It was fucking hilarious. Like Pubertus was gonna come get it. It was like the magical puberty fucking fairy or something. It was ridiculous.
Puberty fairy.
Almost along. Have you guys seen that? What is that show? That I think there's. It was renewed for a second season. I don't think it started. But Big Mouth or something. It was on Netflix. It's got one of the guys. I can't think of one of the guys who's in the league. Ruxin or whatever with that from the league. But it's a cartoon. It's an animated show, and it's like about these kids. And there is an actual puberty monster in the show, and it's fucking. Like I'm surprised. A lot of the stuff in there they're able to get away with. The one episode, the girl is like looking into a mirror, and like her vagina is talking back to her in the mirror, and like it's fucking ridiculous, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, that happens in
That's
real life.
fappable.
Hey, I saw fucking Oprah Winfrey's vagina take her hostage, so I believe that shit.
Minji. And then that was a ridiculous episode. Good old South Park.
We basically assume that you live in South Park at this point.
Me? Not quite.
Yeah, you've got your token black family.
Oh God. I'll give you. I did say kind of something, but that was a while ago. There's a lot more of them now.
Oh, good.
The city has become a lot more.
Did you say that? there's a lot more of them now.
I did. I didn't mean to say like.
You're the worst.
It wasn't supposed to come off like that. But there are a lot more black people. And I don't care.
Well, Redbeard, have they been procreating?
I haven't been watching, but I don't know.
What are you drinking, Redbeard?
Oh, now I've got some Ransack the Universe by Collective
Oh, very nice.
I started with their Rhyme and Reason,
is the can?
and I got this one, and then I got some Life in the Clouds. Collective Arts is making some tasty beer, even though that flower picture kind of threw me for a loop.
Flower shit, yeah.
That's weird, but like you were saying in the chat thing there, like that. They can do it through natural means, I'm sure. Like, why do they need the? And again, like, whenever you get one of their beers, all it says is the hops.
Yeah,
that's
hops.
all they ever list on their beer. It doesn't say that's when I review their beer, I'll knock 0.5 of a mark off that because that's the way I do it. Ingredients and date are something I want to see, and this isn't ingredients. It's telling you the hops, but what else is in there besides that?
There's this brewery called Mattery here in Ohio, and they do like a brief description. But if you go on their website, they actually have the home brew recipe of every beer that they brew, even like the newer ones.
Yeah. That's actually really kind of cool.
Yeah, so like you can actually see like their process of what, and you never know, they could be fucking lying, and like when you brew
could
it,
be
shitty.
Like I do like Sawdust City. They will put like their ingredients list will say like water, and they'll tell you the type of yeast, all the hops, and all the malts they use. So if you wanted to experiment for a while, you could kind of make it yourself. But
I mean, it's not like they're giving you percentages and like the
only thing
you still have a time trying to recreate it probably. But
Ethan, here's a question for you, Ethan, because you actually brew. What are your thoughts of adding any sort of like artificial haze or like a flour to a beer to create a New England IPA type of?
I mean, I don't know. What do you mean, like flour, like baking flour, like
or
do you
fucking
mean, like,
straight up like bleached white flour?
I've never heard of that before, ever. But I think I mostly just get a natural haze from whatever yeast.
It makes me happy you say you've never heard of that, because I saw that picture and I was like, Collective Arts is giving these people tours. I don't feel like they put that out in the open like that for everyone to see. They probably want to have that hidden. Like that picture was kind of suspect in my mind's eye, kind of thing. I don't know if I believe that.
They add flour to their beer to make it hazy.
Well, somebody put a picture on Instagram. They were taking a tour, and Ashley shared it, and it was like it was a picture of a bunch of malts or something, and then on top were like 4 bags of white flour.
Yep.
Just like, and not even like, like Walmart brand white flour. So it was like, what the fuck is that shit? It was weird.
It was like white rose flour.
And wouldn't flour, if you let it sit, wouldn't that eventually like become a bunch of shit on the bottom of your glass?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't it? Because it doesn't happen with the Collective Arts beer.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to try that now. Must be something I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, look into that. Look into that. Because you brew, so you'd know more about the process really than.
Hey, Greg, do me a favor.
Anyway.
Throw it out the side.
No.
Right. You know what's funny? You know what's funty is we were talking about Ruth Daisy piece earlier, and turns out, oh fuck, I don't have my webcam on. That I had it.
It's good.
6. The fuck? Come on, camera.
Keep it up. It's fine.
For fuck's sake. Anyway, it turns out that I had it 6 years ago today, and a Facebook post that I can't show. Fuck it.
We believe you.
All right. Technical fucking difficulties.
Excuses for your lies. It's good.
Yeah, shut up.
Nick does like the one.
Yeah, but no, Ash, that's crazy. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because like whoever posted it, like someone else posted like, oh, yeah, what's up with the flour? And then the poster's like, yeah, we talked to the brewmaster about it, and they're like, yeah, sometimes we add the flour to get the effect, or like something, to like. I'm not perfectly paraphrasing it, but they're like, yeah, we add the flour to get the hazy effect.
I mean, it's baking flour, so I mean, you could drink it. I mean, it's not bad for you.
When you posted it in the chat, Chad did come up and say like that he had heard of it before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because people use gypsum too, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. Gypsum seemed weird to me. That's fucking drywall, is it not? Basically.
Well, no. Well, people will add gypsum to their brew to help
calcium
even out the pH, right?
Calcium sulfate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brewing salt.
Yeah.
So
there's so much I need to learn. I want to get into home brewing.
Oh, there you go.
But there's so much.
Primarily though, it is chalk technically.
Yeah. But like for a home brewer to add it, we're adding it in like teaspoons during the mash.
A quarter teaspoon for a 5 gallon for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like in such small amounts. Yeah.
What was that?
It could be. But it was specifically flour. It wasn't like lactose or anything like that.
No. Are you on Instagram?
It was like Great Value Walmart brand or something like that. Flour.
Oh, okay.
Like all-purpose flour.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was very, very kind of weird, and just again, like, and if they said they talked to the brewer, that's like adding on to this whole thing. I didn't know that because, like I said, it seemed kind of it still kind of does seem suspect to me because Collective Arts is like they make good beer. They're really kind of like IPA number 5. Just amongst us ourselves, I don't know if I'm assuming more because I know RLCBO here in North Bay ordered way more of that after the first shipment kind of thing because it was selling like crazy. But like they make beers that are kind of hyped up and really kind of desired. So I mean, why would people know that's the kind of
unless they're like cutting back on their hop schedule for whatever reason, they might be getting less haze with their beer. I mean, that's the only assumption I can think of without actually watching them brew. But
like this particular one, I want to say Ransack the Universe. It's got a bit of haze to it, but nothing.
Yeah, because like the haze you get, the haze effect is mostly just a combination of not cold crash. Well, not trying to cold crash, but also trying not to doing like a biofine or a clarifying agent.
What is what is cold crash?
Cold crash is like when you're pretty much just what it essentially is just crashing your beer at a cold temperature, drop the proteins out, so that way the beer will actually clarify naturally.
Okay.
You're taking it from one temperature and then like really cooling it really quick.
Gotcha.
So, people also use other clarifying agents, but obviously with New England IPAs you don't want to do that. Nope. So a lot of people will do like big massive dry hop additions to kind of add more of the cloudiness factor, stuff like that. So they might be using that flour to compensate for that, but that's just my assumption of why they might do that.
I didn't know until just not dry hopping. If you do it, that will add cloudiness, so that's cool. Yes. So like, why not just dry hop the fuck out of it? Because I know that dry hopping is a way to get a lot more of that really good. Like if you're going for like a tropical fruit kind of thing, that's the way to.
And also yeast, whatever yeast they're using too, is another big factor because that's what I noticed when I made my New England IPA was that it was just really cloudy naturally just from the yeast alone because it was supposed to be a London Ale 3, which is mostly used for porters, but when you use it in New England IPA, it just gets really clowdy.
Yeah. It's a low flocculating yeast, right?
Yeah.
It almost sounded like you just said low flocculating.
Low flocculating. So it doesn't sit together and drop.
It happens in my downstairs mix-up.
Nick, what are you doing right now?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, it looks like you're like recording this Hangout or something with your phone. It's kind of weird.
I'm recording the Hangout. Yeah.
Anyways, to end this conversation and to move on to something else, if you're going
to the bedroom and just slap Chris with your cock and get him to come on here,
that's awkward. No. I was just gonna say if you're gonna use like fucking flour to like haze your beer, then just fucking put it on the can. Don't be ashamed of it. Just fucking put it on there. That's all.
Yeah, like that's my whole thing is that if you don't put the ingredients on your beer, then like what are you trying to hide? What don't you want people to know? Kind of thing. Like ingredients in a date are just something that I've kind of got. I don't know. It's something that I feel like ingredients are required on every other food.
They should be on there. I agree with you 100%.
How is
100%.
beer somehow exempt from that? And like even like wine and gin or spirits or whatever, like everything should have its ingredients on it. Why the fuck not?
Oh, I'm actually reading off of the American Homebrewers Association, but they're using the terms artificial haziness before, in my opinion. Before is that it was probably because they were trying to make up for the lack of hop usage, like money wise, so that they could just use, just to get that look of haziness. So I mean, I haven't read the whole freaking article, but that's just kind of what my assumption is off of that. But
yeah, that makes sense
because they say that's pretty common.
Hops are expensive,
especially if you're in a big commercial setting.
I just feel like though, like there's no. Like people see a hazy IPA, and right now, because New England IPA, that's what they kind of collate it with. But the new Collective Arts beer, it's Life in the Clouds, and it's called a hazy IPA. So I almost think that the flower is being used in that particular beer. It's not called like the IPA number 5 was a double New England style IPA. It didn't say a hazy like this one here. There's no real. A hazy IPA isn't a style. Like you can get haze by brewing a particular style of IPA in a particular way. Yeah. So I feel like Life in the Clouds might be the one because it's one of their new core beers, kind of jumping on the hazy bandwagon. Whereas I bet if they didn't have the haze, it probably tastes just as good.
Yeah, but it
just wouldn't look right to be the thing right now.
Maybe it might affect the color though, so that might be why they have to change it because. It probably won't be the same color as a straight up IPA.
And again, like if it tastes the same, if it's still that, if like Life in the Clouds is really tasty, it's really nice, very juicy. It's a good, yummy, tasty IPA. But
you could also have a pale that has just as hoppiness and bitterness as the IPA you're drinking, but it's still classified as a pale versus an IPA. And usually the definitive difference is usually the color or whatever the yeast or whatever the case may be.
Then, why not just make it the way it was without the flower edition to do whatever it did, and just market it as like
whatever.
I wonder if did they do like a test market without the flower?
I bet it's a play on words because you call one a hazy IPA versus one that's a New England style IPA. See what I'm saying? So there's probably two different categories that they're trying to.
I bet a lot of people, myself included, kind of the first time I saw it, I see hazy IPA, I think New England IPA because that's kind of the trend right now.
The nomenclature leads you to believe that one is going to be the other, and vice versa.
But again, like I'm wondering if they did make a batch or if a couple batches or whatever, a pilot batch of it without the flower, and call it maybe something else and see if people liked it, and then try it again with the flower and see how people liked it. And if people were like, oh my God, this is amazing, even though it tastes the same. Like, I know breweries that have had leftover beer from like Halloween, a pumpkin beer, and have rebranded it and sold it as like a winter stout or something like that. And it sold better as the winter beer, even though it's a pumpkin beer. People look at me. What the crap was that?
Jesus. Greg.
Oh, Greg, you're outside in your patio or something, I assume, right?
I've been outside my patio all evening.
Yeah, I just now kind of clicked in my head. Sorry.
Hey, Paul.
That wasn't someone outside in the patio though. That was Agnes starting up the vibrator.
Yep.
Well, you know
gas operated.
Start the gas operated
Nick
vibrator.
33 1/3, the one that OJ starts up in the sex shop.
She likes really powerful. Actually, I got to show you guys something funny. Keep talking, I'll find the photo.
I was just going to conclude on this. In the article, it says haziness isn't the goal. Heady Topper itself is an unfiltered beer, so it's natural for the beer to come out hazy when using such extreme dry hopping regimen. In the end, it's just an IPA. Its unique characteristics is somehow between cloudy and sparkling. And then it says that there's talk of adding flour and other strange additives to artificially create haze and mouthfeel, but they don't think that they would eat that. Heady Topper itself doesn't even use high protein grains like wheat or oats.
I didn't really think of that. That the flour might do something
mouthfeel
substantial in the mouthfeel terms. Yeah.
Right. I would think that would use oats, but whatever.
Yeah,
that's
like
just, you know,
like flaked or rolled oats or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a sticking point for me. Like, fuck, don't add shit if it's just gonna create a superfluous effect. Like, just,
well, that's what's a funny
there,
thing.
It serves a purpose for
is that
flavor.
It turned into a cloudy IPA from just not it being filtered. So it's like what I would say a homebrew IPA, and then now it's so popular now that it's got its own classification as New England style IPA.
Well, it's like for those of us that like single malt Scotch, we prefer it generally. I think if they don't add the E150 caramel to it, it doesn't necessarily hurt the Scotch, but it's just better without it.
My biggest sticking point for Scotch is chill filtering and going below cask strength.
Chill filtering is worse for sure, but I always prefer it if I can see what it naturally is colored.
That's true, but I mean, also if you have a whiskey that's non-chill filtered and cask strength, you can pretty much place your money on the fact that they haven't colored it either. So
yeah, man, I love you guys. I have no idea what you're saying, but it sounds great.
It's like
I'm learning. The more you know.
That's good. The last 20 minutes I haven't learned anything, so fucking
I don't know how well this comes up, but this is apparently from an Amazon review for the Hitachi Magic Wand, which those of you that don't have a significant other might.
Hey Greg, I saw something like that, and some lady locally here built a chair that had that wand underneath it, and it had straps tied to it. So I was thinking about mailing it to you.
So she made a homemade Sibian. That's basically what you did.
Yeah, it was titled Antique Chair with Extras. That's what I love.
Yeah, they sell one at the sex shop 2 doors down, except it's like $300. I'm like, fuck.
No, yeah, they were selling that. They were selling this for $50. This is like street side, sitting on the corner of the road, you know.
Oh yeah,
come pick it up.
Not a bad idea. Like I want to like retrofit our couch or something.
Oh,
might have to Febreze that thing a little bit.
I'm not coming over, Greg.
You weren't invited in the first place.
Oh man.
Man, cold-blooded.
Hey, the only person
with this particular amount of alcohol in him is far too entertaining. It's great.
The only person that sits in our family juices, as we call them on a regular basis, is Nick.
You mean family as in incest, or?
Doesn't mean what he means. He said family juices. It's just what? What?
This is like kind of discussing what juices you're sharing to your family.
Well, Nick, this year in anticipation that you just fart my seat again and turn the seat cooler on.
I did not fart at all this time.
We just put some juices in the seat, so when you turn the seat cooler on, I just shut them all up at you.
The fuck?
Gross.
Did you find your pants smell a little funky?
No.
Nothing different than usual, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, right.
How many beers have you had today, Nick?
A few.
No, I need an exact count, not a few. You stupid.
Oh God!
Just go to your fucking untap. Turn your phone anyway. You fucking Nazi. Get on there.
I'm putting my taps in. I've had a few. That's for sure.
Nick, picture Chad in your head. Do you get a boner thinking about him?
No, I don't get a boner.
Okay, so he's either had not enough beers to find Chad attractive, or enough beers that he finds Chad attractive but just can't get it up for him.
How many beers would that take?
Oh my God, Greg, you're the worst.
I would say 42 is the answer.
By that time you would have picked a.
I had a couple of samples.
Fidel Castro.
I had a couple of samples at. Shut up, Ethan. Love you, Ethan.
Oh, Nick is so angry.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk here. Yeah. I had a couple samples over at the Niagara College. We stopped there earlier. Then I had a flight over at Breakwall down in Port Colborne. And then we stopped at the Cave and Kettle on the way back. I had a sample there, Icky. And when you came back here after that. So now I just had like the Laker Ice and the Enlightenment Boom and the I'm drinking a Hacker Shore now.
So let's say 10.
Yeah, I haven't had, like, a lot of it was just small samples until we got back home.
Yeah,
I'm just too tired to drink a whole lot.
Did anyone slip you in your roofies or anything?
No, perspective. I'm getting tired drinking that Hacker Shore.
Yeah, I had no idea you're getting tired, man. You seem so into this chat right now. It's like 8 miles away from the camera and stuff.
I'm shocked. It's
You're seeing Nick's disembodied head.
Here.
Well, here, I'll tilt it down so you can see my crotch.
Yeah, yeah. Show us your massive man package.
No.
Camel toe.
Ashley, no.
No, not camel. It's moose knuckle. That's the male term.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that what it is for guys?
It's not
I'm sorry. No,
it's huge.
No,
it's camel tail.
No,
camel
it's
tail.
it's a mammal toe.
Mammal toe.
Mammal toe. There you go.
Mammal toe. What the fuck?
Mammoth toe. Mammal toe.
Jesus Christ.
Massively mammal toe.
If you have a mammoth mammal toe, you probably also have cankles.
Oh, gross.
Ankle sores.
Get those varicose veins going. Now.
Cankles and swellbows.
You're like, get those varicose veins going. You're like, no. Like
swellbows. That's fucking hilarious.
You would have been right. Redbeard would have been turned right on by the real estate agent today.
Woody, you don't know that.
She was like a 50-year-old hottie.
And
I've seen Chris's real estate agents.
What have I done to make you think that would turn me on?
Why? What's wrong?
That? I'm not saying
she might have been 50. She still had a nice ass.
A 50-year-old woman attractive. I'm just like, that's not something I've like always been like talking about old ladies that I'm attracted to. That's not a thing. What is that? What is that?
I'm just gonna throw something out there. Redbeard, are you getting laid currently?
No.
Okay, then I think it's fair to assume that any vagina at this point will turn you on.
Not that. I'm not that hard up.
He's not that desperate for it yet.
No.
Wow.
Did the real
I've never been.
Swellbows?
Well, actually, my first time actually was I was fucking hammered, and a large lady, but like she had a pretty face, so it wasn't like absolutely horrible.
Large lady with a
brought me home, and
sounds like my ex.
Dude, you don't have to justify it. A hole's a hole.
Woke up the next morning and like I no memory of the night before, and she was all like, she was sad. She's like, I can't believe I took your virginity away and stuff. It was a weird thing.
What?
That sounds pretty awkward.
Weird.
Awkward.
She felt bad because I was so. I guess she knew that she had basically just raped me because I was so drunk, I guess, or something, and she felt bad about it. I don't know. It was fucking weird.
Nick, you might want to delete this hangout after it's finished.
No, I'm leaving it up.
It was in my head as I was saying. I'm like, this is live right now.
The thing is,
a while ago, she's probably. I'm sure she'll never see it. It's fine.
Redbeard's neglected to mention that he was 7 when this happened.
Hey, you just gotta be like Dave. I said no name.
Well, Jesus Christ, I mean, come on. Do you feel like you were raped?
Oh no.
There you go.
I got that was. It was.
I mean, his ass hurt a little bit, but.
Like, I woke up and I was kind of like really this is how I lost it. And then the next day at work, because I worked at a restaurant in the kitchen, so and it happened like that night. It was that bar that I worked at that we kind of got and left the bar together. So in the next day, I walked into work and I was like, "What happened to you last night?" Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I told him I didn't remember. I didn't want to admit it, and then she came in with her friend that evening for a drink or whatever, and the one guy in the kitchen was like, "Oh, give me a second." Went out and talked to her and came back in like, "Yeah, you fucked her," and then the whole thing was, it was.
The worst friends ever.
Usually everybody remembers losing their virginity, but Redbeard does not.
Well, I mean, you know what? It's about as good as just about anyone's losing virginity stories.
No. It's a very common story, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, I'm not trying to make. She did have a very very pretty face. She did. So like the whole like making out and stuff like that, I kind of recall some of that, and that was fine. It's like beyond there, Maybe I like blocked it out for like PS.
Sounds like my things. Just again, it sounds like my ex. Pretty face, 300 pounds.
Yeah, that's kind of where I think it was. She was not small.
I think if we're quiet enough, Nick will fall asleep on cam.
Yeah, this could be the night that I fall asleep on camera. At least not at home.
Yeah,
it could happen. There you go. He looks pretty comfy. Like, are you currently on your bed for the night?
Yep.
So yeah, so.
There you go.
Go back to the chat here briefly. Jamie says,
read the comments.
He says, Redbeard was date raped. The mirror glasses are your armor now? Call me, bro. We need to talk through this.
Show us on the doll where she touched you.
Anatomically correct doll.
Paul says something about how all this beer racism sickens him.
Yeah, he says, Paul prefers just regular racism.
He says they now make unfiltered Fuller's London Pride. Oh, interesting. Things officially got out of hand. I'm interested in that. Shut up.
I don't even know what is that. I don't even know.
You don't know what Fuller's London Pride is?
No, actually.
My God.
I know. There's a lot.
They have it here. They have the London border. I get
It's not here. Whatever this is, I've never seen it. It's never been available in my LCBO or beer store here in town that I've put on the shelves. I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
Weird. Shame on you.
Why are you using the brown eye cat?
But what is this beer?
It's a like one of the best examples of like a standard British bitter you can find.
Really?
A cat's butt in my face right now.
Again, like I apologize for being so
racist.
Oh, I don't give two fucks if you heard of it or not. It's fine with me.
It was some people were like taken aback that I'd never seen it before.
Well, I was a little surprised, but I mean, I don't really care either way. It's like, you haven't heard of it, you haven't heard of it. But,
I will definitely check it out if I see it. So,
yeah. Jamie says, witness protection plan. Cut off half your beard and glue it to your shiny head.
There you go.
Oh.
Hey, look. In my gut.
That would be a thing. Like it's been a long time since I've grown anything beyond like a millimeter or so long, but like I could get
Nick is getting a lap
thin.
dance.
It's thin on top.
I'm getting pussy tonight.
But I could grow out a bit of hair and then I could supplement what doesn't grow with the beard hair and get some kind of something going on, maybe, possibly, I don't know.
I bet Jamie thinks all week long about jokes, and then he brings them to the chat.
Yeah, but the thing is his jokes are good.
Yeah, every single one of Jamie's jokes is perfect.
Like they actually had thought to him. That's what I'm saying.
It's not like Nick it's not like Nick here like 3 seconds ago talking about how he's getting pussy tonight. Like, yes, there's a cat right next to you.
Well, Nick gets Peter to write his jokes for him.
No. Don't be throwing that fucking shade on Peter now. Come on now.
Now I got cat hair all over my fucking
face. Hey, we know Peter's doing something shady right now.
That's what happens when you get pussy.
No, you get fur all your crotch hairs.
I just find like I've had a pet cat since like basically since I've lived alone. I've always had like a cat as a pet, and like the fact that you're sitting there like rubbing like getting no cat hair. It's like I go to bed and I keep my apartment pretty clean, so it's not like I don't go to bed on like a layer of fucking cat hair, but. If I see one red, it's like I'm not like. Well, you just did this to make me laugh, is all.
But it's all over the fucking pillow.
You don't have any pets back home? I'm guessing. I've never.
Well, I don't have a pet at home, but I mean, I don't know when I did, I didn't notice this much fucking hair.
So
a layer of it.
Who wants to take bets that the first second that Nick is alone with that cat in the fucking apartment, he's just gonna shave it.
Takes one look at that butthole. Bitch, I can fuck that.
The butthole, fuck off.
Oh my god.
Hey, I know we all thinking it. I'm the only one saying it. I'm just
Nicholas Lowe, professional
Not into kitty ass play. Fuck off.
Nicholas Lowe, professional butthole shaver.
Is Chris's cat declawed?
No.
Okay, so yeah.
I actually, you know what? I really don't know if it's declawed, but I don't think so.
Okay,
are you gonna shave Chris's butthole?
I'm glad this is live. This is like
Well, yeah, the cat video of it.
A whole bunch of veterinarians will not declaw cats anymore, which is actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
good because it's cruelty.
I know. Like my cat.
Its fingers.
Moo cow.
I'd rather cut my fingers off so I don't have to clip my nails anymore.
For my ex, and I didn't.
Have somebody cut your penis off so you can't breed.
No, it's like if you declaw a cat, it's basically
way ahead of you,
Greg. Yourself and cut every top knuckle off your fucking hand. That's what it's like. I didn't know that, and now I will never do it again. And I'm glad that a lot of veterinarians won't even give you the option now. It's awesome. Because like, I had one cat during my like cat owning career, life, whatever. That didn't have claws, and it's not hard at all to train a cat to scratch in a specific place and not destroy your shit. My one roommate that I had a few years ago just let her cat scratch whatever, and she destroyed the one side of my one chair over here. I hated that cat so much, and it was like the cat was like the most skittish thing in the world. Like if it was out of her room and I came into the apartment or something out of her room,
what's new, pussycat?
See me just be like,
whoa.
And you just like go mad, and the cat would like, because I had a tile floor, the cat would do like a burnout on the tile floor into the wall and into the room. It was always the funniest thing ever, and also just great harmony. Everybody, that was good.
That was very well done.
That was just all me, just so you know. American Idol, The Voice. I was on all of them.
On all two of them. On all of them.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
What's really awesome is putting balls of tape on the paws of cats. Like, grab a cat, ball some like scotch tape and put it on all their paws.
It'd be a ball of it.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on?
Next ISIS video, Ash.
It's a great way to actually like to get your cats to stay off the counter. Is to like booby trap the counter if you like when you leave home kind of thing. Like if you're going away for whatever, like put a bunch of random pieces. I did that one time, and came home, and the cat was just like 2 pieces had gotten on her paws, and she didn't know what to do. And she wasn't like she probably freaked out for a bit when it first happened, but like when I got home, she was doing the whole like, you ever seen a dog the first time he was wearing like doggy boots, and they're like, just walking fucking hilarious. It was like, took them off, and she never jumped on the counter again that I knew of. So it works.
It works. Yep.
Another great way to keep a cat off your counter is to lock it in the fucking basement.
What was that against early? What?
Lock your cat in the fucking basement. It'll stay right off your counters. Guaranteed.
Or just put a dead cat carcass on top of your counter too.
There you go.
Yeah. One thing I used to do to my cats is if they jumped on the counter, the cat, and like on the counter, and put them under the faucet and turn the faucet on for like 5 seconds, and then let them go. It's like, you get that, and cats generally hate water. That's my one cat, I can't remember what happened exactly, but I was living on top of the one place I worked, and I want to say she like got on the counter, and then like when I came in the room, she saw me and jumped off the counter, like freaking out. She knew she's not supposed to do it, so she jumped off and knocked off like a beer glass or something that I really liked. And I was like, you fucking bitch. And I grabbed her and walked into the bathroom and opened, all I had was a shower stall kind of thing. Opened the shower door, threw her in there, turned it on, closed the door, and counted to like 30 and then let her out. And like it was like one of those like opaque shower doors, so you can't see all the way, but you can see it when they get close to it. And like he just like, I'm standing there and it's like nothing, and then her against the thing and nothing, and her right up against the thing. And I was like, she learned her lesson pretty good. That other day she fell into my fish tank. That was pretty good. She got up on top, and like, cats with fish tanks sometimes they like to like go up and she got up on top of it, decided to like try, and she like the light fixture gave way and she fell. I was in the other room, and all I hear is just like splooshing sound. I get up and go out, and she's like running out of the room just like 100% drenched, and just water was everywhere, and it was good times. Somebody else talk. My God.
I gotta go to bed. I will see you gentlemen very soon. Have yourselves a good night.
Oh, looking forward to meeting you, man.
Cheers. You've already met me, but that's all right.
Well, I mean in person, fucking guy.
No, you have met me in person.
Really? No.
Yeah.
When?
When you were at Chad's with Maple Risky.
Then you know what? That's understandable that I don't remember it, because by the time that anybody came over the place, I was not half drunk.
I said you were really drunk.
Okay, I thought you said half drunk. So even right there, I can't. My mind's already not working right.
You told me like the same story like 3 times, but it's all good.
You go.
All right, guys, have yourselves a good night. I'll see you later. Cheers.
Oh no, Mr. Sexton has left.
Gone. So it's been in his chat. We got Lee. You're not making it. You've made it to the Albino Beer Fest though before, have you not?
Only the first year.
Oh, but so he was there at one point. That's cool.
We're hoping to get Lee back one day, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, isn't this is almost definitively pretty much the last one happening?
Well, that's what we thought last year too, and then it showed up. I mean, you know what? We don't know at this point. It could be the last one. It could not be the last one. Only Chad
I really
knows.
Eventually, that's kind of, I don't know if it's my end goal, but I would love to do a Redbeard Beer Fest. Like North Bay doesn't. There's like the beer and spirit, the craft beer and spirit expo thing I went to earlier, a month ago, but it's at the Voyager Hotel, which is like one of the kind of not more reputable hotels in town, I guess you could say, in like one of their bar area that they close off for the day. And
do they charge by the hour?
I've never stayed there. I don't know. I'd hope not. But regardless, like the whole venue is just like, it was really early in the year kind of thing. So it was cold outside. Fair enough, you can have it inside. But the venue is just really, really small. And they have like the whole big stage for the band and stuff. And the band's playing. It just kind of, because the venue is so small, the music is really kind of overpowering regardless of how quiet they want to play. And there just isn't a lot of room. Like the maximum number of people they could have sold tickets to, I want to say, is maybe 250 to 300 people. That's it. So really small. And North Bay has all these awesome parks and fucking the waterfront and all these cool places where you could theoretically have an awesome beer festival. And it's like, it's not happening. It doesn't happen. Powassan, a tiny little town outside North Bay, is having a beer festival thing this year for the first time ever. And it's going to be just as, if not a bit more impressive than the one that was in North Bay, a city of like 10 times this fucking little town's population kind of thing. It's sad.
Well, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, considering the amount of work Chad puts into his fest, I don't think I'd want to really.
Well, no, for sure.
Have
Like,
a beer fest.
Chad does almost everything himself. Like I want to say most other beer festivals that you go to have like a committee kind of thing. That's like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. Chad basically does it all. Like, I give Chad props for putting together a beer festival. Like, what is it, the 5th one now? 5 years in a row. That's pretty impressive.
He also does. He also doesn't try and get any sponsorship. He also doesn't try and get anyone to help him. Like, guess what? The Ronald McDonald House, they take all the money every year. They should be helping him.
I completely agree. Like, he shouldn't be doing it all himself. There should be he's like always, like, well, not me, not always, sorry, but this year is the first year where I really kind of knew him and stuff. And like, he's like all worried about this and this and this, and he shouldn't, like, not all.
He shouldn't have to.
Not everything should be on him. He should be delegating and fucking have some people.
Well, no, and he needs volunteer. And like, look, I know the Ronald McDonald House. They're probably not in a position that they can sponsor him financially. I understand that, but
would it help in some way? and like volunteer just because the whole thing.
I would say, why don't they send 5 of their volunteers over to help with the fest for the day? That would help Chad a ton.
Yeah,
but they're just happy to take his check, but they're not happy to do anything for that money. Which, you know what, they're a charity, fine, but you know what? If someone's willing to write you an $8,000 check, maybe you can help them a little bit. I don't know.
Where did Lee go? When did Lee leave?
Oh, he left a few minutes ago. And to be fair, you know what? Oh, apparently something's wrong with his internet. He just said on a chat.
Oh.
Anyways, no, and again, I look, I don't know. For all I know, maybe they offered and Chad declined. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're willing to take somebody's money, you should be willing to put up a little bit of either financial or some people help and, you know, get some help.
Like I would have been some kind of volunteer in some capacity, but the main thing is if I'm helping for something, the whole festival, doing something, I'm probably not allowed to do any kind of vlogging, which is a big part of festival with you guys stuff.
That's not true. I'm pretty sure Matt helped out a few years ago when he was here, and he vlogged.
But the main thing was that Chad, like I asked Chad in one of the chats that we were in, like I think that when the motherfucking bottle share chat was first formed,
the motherfucking bottle share chat.
I asked Chad, and he said that everybody has to volunteer for the festival, and also we're leaving at like 6 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, that in itself is like I've been a night owl kind of guy since I was like 18 years old, like working my first job in a kitchen. I was always the closer. I always like finish work at 2 a.m. or something like that, then go home, unwind for a few hours, then go to bed by like 6 a.m. That's how I still am today. And if occasionally, a few times a year, there will be like a job, like cleaning hood fans, like my actual job that I have to go to. And I'll have to be there by like 8 a.m. So I have to wake up by like 7. And if I have to wake up before, like if I have to wake up before like say 10 a.m. in the morning, 10 a.m. and beyond in the morning or earlier, my body will be like,
fuck you.
When I go to bed, because I'll be like, if I have to wake up at like 8 in the morning, I'll be like, I'm going to go to bed by midnight or like 1 a.m. at the latest kind of thing and try to get, 7-8 hours of sleep and be good to go the next morning, because 8 hours is kind of my good to go time. And
have you guys seen Deadpool 2?
Not yet, Danny.
I have not. I just watched Avengers Infinity War.
Did you get the good copy I told you about?
It was good enough to watch.
Yeah, as far as what you could see out there, it was acceptable.
Yeah, it was fine. I thought it was actually a really good movie. I will watch it once it comes out on Blu-ray. I'll either pick up the Blu-ray or rent it or something.
I'm gonna myself.
I quite enjoyed it. It was one of the better ones. I watched Black Panther. Was not super crazy about that movie.
Yeah, we all heard about that.
I thought it was good. I know I'm a racist because I didn't like. No, actually, I thought it was an okay movie. I just thought it was too predictable. It's like, oh, I'm the Black Panther. I'm the king. Oh, this guy came to challenge me. Oh, this guy beat me. But no, wait, I'm coming back and I'm gonna beat you. Then he beat him. It's pretty much the plot of every other superhero movie. It just happens to have all black cast in it. Suddenly that makes it much better. I don't know.
It's like the opposite of that. There's shit that happens that you didn't even know.
What the hell was I talking about before you said Deadpool 2? God damn you.
I don't know, but I'm sure Deadpool 2 is probably really good because the first one was quite good. And
it was just too funny. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. It was just too funny. Like, yeah, I get that Ryan Reynolds is funny as Deadpool 2, blah, blah, But it's like, I don't know. I was just kidding. But you know what? I wasn't complaining when I was watching it, though, because I was fucking laughing my ass off. But it was the after that I was like, nah. But I was absolutely dying because, like, there's a scene with Bill Skarsgård, who plays his from the movie It.
Yeah.
Pennywise. Yeah. There's a really hilarious scene. My brother's wife wanted to go see that movie because of him in it. And it was hilarious.
I just remembered, I just went back in time in the fucking live chat here and on the live stream over here and remembered after you randomly put the Deadpool 2 thing in the middle of my goddamn story. Yeah, I was just talking about like the albino rhino thing, and like I would love to help out. But like I said, if I can't do vlogs, then and the whole 6 a.m. thing, because like I said, I've been an owl for so long.
Plus, if Chad is lonely, you have to submit to sodomy at least
no,
once.
I stayed there in January, and that never happened. But
not that you're aware of. Chad is a sneaky son of a bitch.
If I have to wake up before like 10 a.m., like I said, my body will be like no, and I'll go to bed trying to sleep, and I'll lay in bed and just not get any sleep at all. I'll lay there and like my brain will just think over every stupid thing I've ever done, kind of thing, and just like my mind goes crazy. It's like you're not sleeping at all.
Well, speaking of which, I got to be up at 6:30 tomorrow, so I bid you gentlemen a adieu.
See, there you go.
Goodbye, Redbeard. Goodbye, Mustache Man. Goodbye, Nick, who's probably trying to take a photo of Chris masturbating right now. I don't know, but I don't know.
I'm out of here too, Greg. I gotta go to bed.
Well, cheers.
All right, I guess we're disbanding the Fellowship of the Ring.
Like we're still live, so if Nick is actually like passed out or something right now, it's gonna be like.
Well, then it's just gonna be fucking people watching Nick for the next half hour.
I'll stay on for a few minutes. Well, I'll keep it going by myself for a few minutes. See what happens.
All right. Well,
there's still 6 people watching. Come on.
Best of luck to you, good sir. But I gotta get to bed.
I'll put the link into the general chat and just get everybody in here. No, I wouldn't do that.
Evil bastard.
Have a great night, man.
Bye-bye.
I love you. I love you, Greg.
Put porn on the chat. Nick won't care at all.
That would be not. No, I wouldn't do that to Nick at all. Ever. That'd be bad. I like Nick. Yeah. So this is what this has become. What's going on, everybody? Yeah. I'm gonna guess Nick has passed out, because I don't think he'd like if his headphones are still on, then that's Nick. My pterodactyl call might do it. That occasionally hurts people's eardrums. Anybody else watching right now, cover your ears for a moment. Nope, we got nothing. Yeah. So what's going on? I'm Redbeard, live streaming on Maxwell Stars YouTube channel, because Maxwell Stars, I'm pretty sure, passed out, and I'm now finishing my beer. The last tiny sip. It's a good time. Yep. How you doing? Hey, anybody out there? Put some comments in the chat or something. Say hello, because I don't know what else to do at this point. I'll give it like another 5 minutes or so, and then I'm probably gonna go away as well, because this is just fucking ridiculous right now. I've never been in a live chat where the host of the live chat has faded away like this. I've been in a live chat or two where the host left the live chat, not realizing he left it live, and it went on for a while, but not just with me. This is a first for the me. So yeah. It's there you go. What that's the weirdest, like, what kind of a quest is that? North Bay Sunridge is a tiny little we went there on Monday to do a job, actually. And Monday's a holiday. Nothing was open in Sunridge except for like the goddamn variety store. Every single restaurant was closed. We went to try to find some food. We were hungry. Everything was closed. Sunridge can go to hell. All of the hell. It's a small town of like 1,000 people, though. So, North Bay is like 55,000 people. So I like North Bay a bit more. Just a little bit. Yeah. But Sunridge has Maclang, which is like a big Dodge dealership, and they have like a funny radio jingle. Maclang sells for less. in sunny Sunridge. Sells for less. I don't know. The fuck I'm talking about now. Things have gone to hell.
What the fuck is going on?
Holy crap! No way! You actually woke up or something?
Well, I was talking to Chris. What the hell's going on? Everybody leave?
Everybody left except for me. We thought you passed out, and I just been sitting here basically like, talking to nobody for about 5 minutes or so, being like,
"Wow,
this is ridiculous.
Sorry, dude.
This is hilarious." No, it's all good.
Good. Well, if everybody's gone, maybe I'll turn this off.
Yeah, I thought that it might be a time possibly. Yeah.
I missed that. Like Chris came out of his room finally, and then I started talking to him about photos and got a snack. I thought you guys were still chatting away, so I'm like, oh, fuck it.
It's been probably about 5 minutes or so.
I heard talking, so I wasn't worried about it. I'm like, okay, well, I better check in what everybody's doing. And then you're like, everything's gone fucked here. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. I just been talking about whatever. Jamie asked me what was better between Sunridge and South River, so I was giving the lowdown on both of them. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, me and Chris are just talking about what we're doing tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll run into Joe over on the American side. We're planning to go over that way. What time when are you coming down anyway?
I'm hoping to leave here, North Bay, by noon on Friday. So I'll be there 5, 6 o'clock kind of thing when the bottle share thing will be beginning. And I'm also I'm hoping to get an Airbnb or something because I don't want to actually stay in the back of my car. But
why don't you talk to Chad? I mean, you have to volunteer for the festival, but you could stay at his place.
I was talking about that actually, like when you first left, was that I volunteering at the festival. The double bad about that is like having to wake up at 6 a.m. is the worst of it. And then possibly not being able to do as many vlogs and stuff that I want to do with you guys and stuff and be able to hang out and have fun, as much fun as I want to have. So I'd like to volunteer, but I want to have fun more, especially since I'm traveling like 6 hours to go down there. I don't want to go down there and then work, like, yeah,
Well, once the festival gets going, it usually runs itself. So you're standing around making sure nothing major happens. Kind of like security. But he's got actual people for security.
Still though, like if I can go there as myself.
What? Yeah, like Chad's got a whole bunch of his army friends there, like Ken.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah, but like if security detail is necessary, he's got muscle. But the rest of us, anytime any volunteers just for setup and tear down, like the last couple of years, everything I've done. Okay, the last couple of years that everything I've done has been lens. I'll go around and collect the tickets from each vendor, and I don't do that every year. There's other people doing this too, and I'll just help count the drink tickets from each vendor so that we can like speed up the process, like counting how many beers did this brewery sell, and then we'll allot the amount of money that was given at the door, and all that kind of thing. And of course, like helping, like again,
like the main thing for me is the leaving at 6 a.m. part. Like
breweries.
I'm hoping to have a pretty good time with you guys on Friday night and stuff, and then go back and get a good night's sleep, and wake up the next morning for the bottle. And if I have to wake up at 6 a.m., I was saying this while you were gone. If I have to wake up before like 10 a.m. in the morning, my body is going to be like, no, fuck you. That's not how it works, because I've been an owl since I was like 18, and 4 a.m. is like the earliest I can successfully go to bed kind of thing. It's like 6 a.m. is generally my bedtime. That's just how I am.
I mean, the first couple of years it was just me and a few others that were helping Chad. So it was always kind of like I would wake up in the morning and I'd be resigned to my fate as I'm not getting enough sleep tonight. So I'd be like, I remember like the first couple of years we did the bottle share, we'd be like reviewing beers up until 2 in the morning, and then we'd be getting up at like 6. So it was just like 4 hours sleep.
Well, like going when I went to Chad's house in January, like I was there for like 3 or 4 days, and every day it was like stay up all night doing reviews, and then Chad and his dogs would have you woken up by like fucking 7 or 8 in the morning easily. And it's like by the last day I was like, I have to go home now or I'm going to die, because my body cannot handle this at all. I was like, I can't. I need to get some decent sleep. You know what I mean? Like I can't do the whole like 4 hours of sleep a night for however long on end. Like I need to, because like even when I get my 8 hours of sleep, that 8 hours of sleep is, I've been to a sleep clinic and it's like some like deep sleep and then almost awake, then a little bit deep sleep, almost awake, and it's like I don't get as much rest as I'm supposed to, kind of thing. My body's just fucking stupid. I hate it.
I love Chad, but I mean, when doing his fest, it was always like riding by the seat of your pants the whole time. You just got to make sure that you're up and ready in time. And usually I was. Like the only time that I had an incident was the keto incident in the first year.
Like you or whoever, like you and like you've been to have you been to every festival or just?
Yep, I've been to every fest so far.
See, that's awesome. Like so you could.
Well, I didn't go to the Points for Prostates one he did, but then again, nobody else except for him did anyway.
Well, again, like if it's this beer festival, so regardless, that's awesome. And like so you could help out this time and not be missing out that much because you've experienced it that many. But myself, my first time being to this beer festival, it's my first time meeting all of you guys in person.
I can hear you're breaking up.
What, really? What the hell? How about now? Am I good? You're breaking up as well, if that means anything.
Yeah.
We're breaking up.
I didn't make out a single thing you just said. It was just
How about now?
You're sounding better now. What were you saying?
Okay. No, you were breaking up as well. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Oh yeah, it was probably either my connection or your connection.
Weird. What I was saying is like it's you've been to the festival several times, so you could go and help out and not miss. Like you've been there, you would still kind of. But my first time going to this festival, as well as my first time meeting.
You want to enjoy it.
Meeting all of you guys in person. I want to like I'm very much looking forward to this, man. Like I've been talking to you guys for like almost probably at least a year now on live chats and shit, and I haven't met any.
Yeah, it's probably getting pretty close to there. I think you started coming in last summer, right?
So like I'm really looking forward to this, man. It's like you guys are fucking like you guys are some of my. It might sound sad or whatever, but you guys are some of my best friends. You know, like I don't have Marcel and a couple other guys that live here in town. Like they're my good friends, but I don't have like a big circle of friends. So like you guys is often one of the high points of my week. Like whenever I'm available, I'm down for the 101 and stuff. But just once I get into work, Wednesday evening, any evening is usually work time. Like.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I mean, I do talk to you guys a hell of a lot more than I talk to my real friends. Not that I don't consider them real friends. I do talk to you guys a whole lot more.
Even me, like the chats that are on Facebook, like between us, are some of the most active.
Yeah.
Actually, easily the most active that I have on my phone, kind of thing. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, no, Greg never shuts up, does he? He's pretty much a pervert.
There's no pretty much about that. Greg, again, like
he's definitely a character.
It's gonna be like I've never met him in person. That's gonna be an interesting experience, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like I think, except for Ethan, I've met everybody except for you. I think that was on the chat tonight.
Well, yeah, again, like you've been and met, and the bottle shares happened a few times now. So, yeah, that's gonna be cool, man. I'm very much looking forward to the whole bottle share thing. It's gonna be cool. I've never been to any kind of bottle share, so this is.
Yeah.
Like, did you bring stuff from out east when you came for that?
I sent a beer mail to Chris in advance. With 9 beers in it. Although he accidentally sliced a beer open. Yeah, here he is.
Oh my God! He finally shows up for half a second.
It's just me and Redbeard now because everybody else left. Apparently, Redbeard was talking to himself for about 5 minutes. Yeah. It doesn't surprise you. I sent a beer mail that had 9 beers in it. There was three of them were duplicates though, so there was like 6 total beers.
Nice.
And then Chris sliced one open by accident with the knife he was cutting, so he ended up having to pour a mystery beer out into a glass to drink it.
Like when he was opening it up, he actually like sliced through the box into a beer.
Oh, the way I pack them. What I'll do is I'll take the beer, I'll wrap it in a grocery bag, and then I'll tape that up, and then I'll wrap it in a layer of bubble wrap, and then tape it up. So
did he stab it? Like, what did he do?
Yeah, the cans. What he did was when he went to go cut open the bubble wrap that was on wrap. Actually, it was the grocery bag. When he goes to cut open the grocery bag, didn't even think to pull it apart. He cut open the grocery bag and just sliced the can open. So the can all of a sudden punctured the can. So he ended up having to pour it out.
Lezak. Well done.
Yeah,
well
done, Mr. Lezak, Redbeard says.
That's terrible. That's
He's
so
got
bad.
his hand up like this. All right. But yeah, no, I sent 10 a package with 6 beers from New Brunswick, and I sent a couple more up in I brought some more up in my suitcase.
Nice. Well, I was going to say, like, when you did that, it was obviously so it didn't take from your flying weight kind of thing, so you could bring more that way. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, I only brought 5 beers in my suitcase. I had a bottle and 4 cans, so it was.
Like I said, I'm gonna definitely get the New Ontario, the maple sour, because Joe wanted to try that one. Yeah. That's actually damn tasty. And I'll probably grab their sour IPA and maybe like their red ale or something that probably no one else has had. And then
I've never had anything from New Ontario.
Stop at Sawdust City on the way down, and grab at least a couple beers from them. They're my favorite brewery in the fucking world. So, and they've always got like a week ago or so, they put it on Facebook or tweet or something like that. They had 22 different beers in their fridge, all brewed by them. It was like their record or something. So
do they have Princess Wears Gold Pants right now?
If not that, I think they still have the Princess Wears Funky Pants, which I did not like, but you might like.
Oh yeah. Well, don't worry about that part. I mean, there's going to be more than enough shit at the bottle share.
There's a coffee.
I'm worried I brought too much.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm worried I brought too much stuff. But I mean, I was thinking like some of this stuff I would drink with Chris.
I got all the Coors Light.
He's got all kinds of Coors Light, and he's good.
There we go. Yeah. Sweet, baby.
Jesus Christ. He's already drank a Moosehead Radler. Not that he meant to. He sliced a Moosehead Blueberry Radler. That's what he was like. He popped open.
I'll grab a bunch of the what is it? If Sawdust City still has some of the jalapeno lime Berliner Weiss. It's 3.5%.
That would be interesting. Jalapeno lime Berliner Weiss. That would be different.
It's damn tasty, and like I said, 3.5%. You can crush it all day long.
What are you saying?
The Blueberry Radler is a definite 3.75.
Chris liked the Blueberry Radler. Definite 3.75. He says. I brought Moosehead.
I haven't had that.
Oh, well, yeah, it's new. It just came out in New Brunswick, and it's probably only available in New Brunswick right at the moment. Because like Moosehead's from where I'm from, like they're from St. John.
I just looking at the weather here. Apparently, it's supposed to be around 35 degrees down there on Saturday.
Really?
I might burst into flames. It's gonna be an interesting thing.
Yeah, you might want to wear sunscreen. I'm trying to find the weather office page.
Wear a hat too.
Wear a hat too. Yeah, you might want to not want to explode. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I brought. Everything I shipped up in the box, I think was New Brunswick beer, except one. I brought a Nova Scotia beer. I brought the Good Robot extra big ass beer. It's like you've seen Idiocracy, right? Idiocracy.
You just froze for half a second. I missed like what you said there.
Okay. Have you seen Idiocracy?
I have. That movie's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Well, Good Robot in Halifax, they made a beer inspired by the movie. Extra big ass beer. It's an Oktoberfest Marzen, but it's got all kinds of like references to the movie on the can.
Cool, man.
It's like sponsored by President Camacho.
It was like it's a shockingly valid movie right about now kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's not go there right now. But yeah, I get what you're talking about. What was I gonna say? The other stuff I brought, I think the 4 of the 5 things I smuggled up my suitcase were New Brunswick stuff. So I brought a whole bunch of Trailway. You got to be able to try Trailway. They always make like nice like New England style stuff, which I find that like Trailway stuff stands up compared to like a lot of the New England stuff. That I'm just thinking like you guys are really losing your shit over IPA number 5, and I had a chance to finally try it last night, but I think you guys will love Trailway.
Like I want to say, like, it makes me. I'm almost like you tried IPA number 5. What was the? How old was it?
2 months. And a 2-month-old Canada.
It's one of those ones where it was probably kind of on the verge of losing something, and it was
still good. I think I gave it a 4.
But it would have been.
It would have been better if it were a little fresher, I think, because it was starting
again. Like I've seen a few reviews now of like Bose that their blueberry IPA, Le Cordon Bleu, whatever the fuck it's called, kind of thing.
Okay.
It's right now because
you just broke up again.
We're trying it, and it's not fresh. When it was fresh, it was delicious. Now I can see it being not so great. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, man, I actually have to go to the bathroom pretty badly, and my dog out because he has to go as well. So.
Yeah, I might as well cut this off right now. I'll definitely be seeing you. I'm hoping to see you on Fridays, unless you're not like car trouble or something.
I bid you again. Like as my car seems to be okay. So as soon as nothing randomly goes, like that's like, I always fear that anytime I go to town, like my car just randomly, because like that's like a huge random extra expense that I don't want ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's aside from that, like I don't know, me breaking a leg or cutting a hand off, because like I really, really, really want to meet you all guys in person. So.
Yeah. I really do hope you make it, because it'd be nice to meet you in person. We'll do some reviews at the fest.
Damn right, man.
Both your channel and mine.
Hell yes. Anyway, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me this evening, and
no problem.
Have yourself a fantastic evening on the 10th.
You too. And thanks for everybody who stuck around this long watching. Jamie, that's probably you. I'm just gonna kill the broadcast here, and I'm gonna log off.
Peace.
All right. So see you Friday.